Hello and welcome to this month's webinar. My name is Bethany and I'm one of the counsellors here at Health Assured. This month we will be talking to you about career crossroads. Please feel free to pause, rewind or revisit this webinar as necessary to allow yourself a comfortable listening. So let's get started by outlining the objectives of this month's webinar. Firstly, we will look at what a career crossroads is and the common reasons for finding yourself at one. We will then highlight the signs that indicate you may be at a career crossroads. Finally, we will then identify and explore different ways in which you can move forward from a career crossroads and excel in your career. So what exactly is a career crossroads? Well, the noun crossroads highlights a point in your life when you have to make an important decision on which way to go. When integrated with the noun career, this becomes a point in your working life when you have to make an important or challenging decision on how to move forward with your career. There are a number of different factors which can contribute to being at a career crossroads, including your working environment, your colleagues, and your own personal development. So why might we find ourselves at a career crossroads? For many, there comes a time in our lives when it feels like it's time for a change. A study conducted by the London School of Business and Finance reported that 47% of individuals would like to change their current career, and more than 1 in 5 individuals are actively looking for a career change within the next 12 months. The key outcomes of this report were that career change would bring about increased salary prospects, improved work-life balance, increase in job satisfaction. However, there are other factors which may influence a career crossroads, including but not limited to the following: limited advancement and progression opportunities within your team, a lack of challenge in the use of your skills on a regular basis, difficult relationships within your working environment, a loss of interest of the area you are working in. It is important to differentiate between a difficult period of high stress, which most individuals experience, or whether you are facing that potential pending change. Asking yourself the following questions can help. Am I happy in my current job? What am I good at? Am I given the opportunity to show my talents? How long do I see myself working for this employer? When was the last time I felt appreciated in my role? It is important to not make a rash decision when it comes to finding yourself at a career crossroads and that you think your decision through. Later on in the webinar, we will discuss ways you can ensure you are thinking through your change along with different techniques that you can implement. We are all individual and will all respond differently to finding ourselves at a career crossroads. We have therefore compiled the following list of the most common signs that could indicate being at a career crossroads. Finding your stress levels are consistently heightened, which is impacting your physical and mental health. Constantly finding your role boring and therefore feeling the constant need for a new challenge. A feeling of short-lived happiness when you accomplish the goals you thought you wanted to reach. Questioning, what's my purpose? What do I want to achieve with my life? Over time, these signs may become a little subtler, as you may find it difficult to wake up and go to work in the morning. You may withdraw from both personal and work relationships, and you may feel a lack of motivation and interest in your hobbies outside of work. If you feel as though you are experiencing these signs and symptoms, it is important to address how you want to move forward. The easiest option is to stay in your career or the role that you are in and continue hoping that something will change. However, in the long run, you may still experience feelings of unhappiness because without change, it is unlikely there will be a different outcome. So, what's the next step if you find yourself at a career crossroads? When you find yourself at a career crossroads, it doesn't always mean you need to start afresh in a new organisation. Sit down and ask yourself exactly what it is you want and what needs to change. This is the most important step, as this will determine what action needs to be taken. It may be that you love your work and the organisation that you work for, but something just doesn't feel right. Your colleagues and your employer may be great people to work for, but you don't get the recognition that you deserve. Or you may be happy in your role, but you've noticed you're spending more and more time at work rather than at home. Here, you don't necessarily want a change of organisation. You want an internal change. This can seem one of the hardest changes to make, as you may feel powerless and as though things are out of your control. However, ask yourself the following question: does my employer know how I am feeling? If the answer to that question is a no, it might be worth scheduling some time to talk to your employer, especially if you've been in the organisation for a long time. Your need for change doesn't have to come as a criticism. It is your opportunity to reflect on what you love about the role, but also offer suggestions to make your role more fulfilling and give your employer the opportunity to make that change. It's likely they will want to do what they can to keep their employees happy where possible. If it's a role change you're after, you can spend time looking on the company staff site and look at the internal adverts for career progression, whether that's within your current team or a new team. I would like to thank you for watching this webinar on Career Crossroads. I hope you have found this enjoyable and informative. If you need any support or have any questions about the topics raised, please feel free to use the support available through our portal and app. Alternatively, you may be able to contact our counselling and advice helpline, which is available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, where you can talk through the potential change that you are facing and receive emotional support to help you decide what the best steps will be moving forward. Thanks again for watching this webinar.